Good day, everybody. It's that time again. It's maths time, so it is fun time. Today we're going to look at properties of numbers. And numbers have various properties which we will discuss in more detail. We talk about a commutative property, associative property, a distributive property, an identity property, and the multiplicative inverse property. But for now, don't get too excited about these names. We're going to look at the commutative property. Now, the word commutative comes from commute, which means travel, back, and throw. Let's look at the commutative property of addition and multiplication. Now, this word commutative property of addition or multiplication means that changing the orders of the numbers does not change the sum when you add or multiply. Which means if I have two blocks, that's orange, and three green blocks, I would switch it around and I would say, no, I'm first going to give you the 3 blocks and then the 2 orange blocks. You're still going to end up with 5 blocks. So you can travel backwards and forwards. 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2 will always be 5. The same applies to multiplication. If I have 2 groups of 3 blocks, and I would give them to you 1, 2 blocks of 3 each, you're going to have 6 blocks. Now if I would decide, no, I'm going to give you 2 blocks at a time, and I give you 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. That means 3 blocks of 2, you're still going to end up with 6 blocks. Let's look at a few more examples. If what we said is true, then 3 plus 4 should be equal to 4 plus 3. And yes, it is. They're both equal to 7. The same here. 3 times 4 is 12, and 4 times 3 is 12. Same here. 20 plus 5 is the same than 5 plus 20. It is 25. 20 times 5 is the same than 5 times 20, which is 100. So the commutative property of addition and multiplication says that you can swap numbers around and still get the same answer. Let's look at the associative property. The associative property comes from the word associate with, so that means more to do with grouping. And the associative property of addition or multiplication means that the addition or the multiplication of a set of numbers is the same regardless of how the numbers are grouped. Example: if I have 3 numbers, 2, 3, and 4. If I group the 2 and the 3 together, and I say 2 plus 3, I will get 5. And I add 4, I will get 9. If I decide to say, no, I want to rather group the 3 and the 4 together, then 3 and 4 will be 7. And if I add the 2, I still get 9. So whether I have 2 plus 3 plus 4, it's the same whether I have 2 and group together 3 plus 4. And the same again applies with multiplication. If I would say 2 times 3 times 4, will I get the same than 2 times 3 times 4? Yes, you will. Because 2 times 3 is 6. So now I've got blocks of 6, And if I have 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, my answer will be 6 times 4 is 24. If I group them the other way around, and I say, no, I want to group the 3 times 4. That means I will have 2 groups of 3 times 4. I will have 2 groups of 12, and 2 times 12 is still 24. A few more examples. Let's prove the commutative property with the following numbers. 10 plus 15. 10 plus 15 is 25, and 15 plus 10 is 25. Let's do it with 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35, and 7 times 5 is 35. And now with x plus y, well, x plus y could be any two numbers like 10 plus 15, which means whether you say x plus y, it would be the same as if you said y plus x. Let's prove the associative property. 7 plus 3 plus 5. I can either add the 7 and 3 together. 7 plus 3 would be 10, and plus the 5 would be 15. Or I can say, hey, I want to group the 3 and the 5 together. So we'll have 3 and 5 is 8, plus the 7, it will also be 15. This one you may need a calculator, but let's try. If I group 6 times 7 together, I will get 42. If I times 42 with that 4, it's 168. Quickly check your calculator. Agree? That will be the same as if I group the 7 and the 4 together, and 7 times 4 is 28, multiplied with 6 equals 168. Check your calculator. Happy? I'm sure you are. Here's another question. Solve this by replacing A with 4, B with 8, and C with 6. Well, there we go. C is 6, A is 4, and B is 8. So 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 8 is 18. Let's swap it the other way around. We say C, which must be 6, plus, then group together A plus B, C plus, group together 4 plus 8, gives me 6 plus 12, and that also equals 18. Okay, bring the calculator again. B's value is 8, times A's value is 4, so 8 times 4 is 32, then times C means times 6, and that equals 192. Come, click, 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 click. 192. Let's swap it the other way around. We take A, which is 4, and we group together 8 times 6, which is 48. So 4 times 48, calculator, click, 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 it's 192. And that proves the associative and the commutative properties of addition and multiplication. Well, I think that's enough for today. Go and have some fun, play around with these numbers, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.